Hi, it's Kevin again. So I want to talk to you today about rent to rent as a strategy. Now, rent to rent is a brilliant strategy if you're like us when we got started and you have no money, you have no cash flow at all. So rent to rent works by finding landlords that are tired, that are fed up with being landlords. Maybe they've got properties that are run down. Maybe they're student landlords that have missed the boat completely, like we found. Or maybe they're just really fed up with being landlords and they just can't rent their property for whatever reason. So there are lots and lots of different reasons of why a landlord might not want to sell his property, still enjoy the income from the property, but want the hassle of all the management and being a landlord taken away from him. So this is where you can help. So a rent to rent strategy, you can find a property, and it's usually a single let property, where you'll go to the owner and you'll explain to him that you'll give him a fixed rental income for a period of time, usually 3 to 7 years, guaranteed income every month. And from that you will then take that property and you can turn it into an HMO. So rent it out by the room and then make a sizable gain on the difference between that you're paying the landlord and that you're putting in your pocket from all the tenants that you put in there. It can sometimes work with existing HMOs as well, but obviously that's a little bit more difficult because the landlord tends to want a little bit more cash flow, but by and large it can still work from that kind of scenario. So what you have to make sure though on the rent to rent strategy is, because you're not going to own that property at the end of it, so you have no option to purchase it, although maybe the landlord might consider selling it to you at the end of the term. You have to really be careful how much you invest in that property. So you don't want to be spending tens of thousands of pounds on that property, because at the end of the day you're going to be giving it back to the landlord and you need to have made some money out of it. So be very careful, and when you do your numbers on a rent to rent, that it's actually going to work. And of course the normal HMO rules apply, that if you are going to take a single property and turn it into an HMO, that all the planning, licensing and all that good stuff is taken care of. Now we can help you with all that, having done it, because that's how we got started. We approached the landlord, who was a student landlord. That's all he was interested in doing, was letting out to students, and he'd missed the boat this particular year. It was the year when the student fees went through the roof in the UK and he was left with some empty properties. So we approached him, we agreed a fee that we'd pay him for a fixed term for 3 years, and we would guarantee the income to him, and went and find our own tenants, which in this particular instance we worked with a charity for young people, and helped home young people that otherwise couldn't have found anywhere to live. Now the landlord liked that idea, and within a couple of weeks he came back to us and offered us an even bigger property that he had, which was slightly outside of the student area. So there we were able to put in working people into that property, and that was a real challenge for us, that particular property, because we could have spent a lot of money on it and maximise the rental income even more, but when you actually sit down and do the numbers, it wouldn't have worked for us, and we wouldn't have got our money back in the time that we actually had the deal for. So if you'd like to know more about rent to rents, please contact me at kevin@coolroofpropertysolutions.co.uk, or contact me on this Facebook page, and I'd be happy to discuss how we could help you.